In the last video, we discussed the depths and the things that lurk in the underworld of Dwarf Fortress. This time we're going to speak of something more angelic, something that hides on the very surface of every created world, and something that guards the depths of the underworld. Of course, without saying, this video is going to contain Dwarf Fortress spoilers of the massive variety. Angels are procedurally generated creatures created by deities to guard vaults, erected by demons, who were twisted into humanoid form in a time before time. Facing them is one of the forms of endgame in adventure mode. Angels, after being randomly generated at World Gen, have random appearance, arms, armor, and even material determined by the spheres of their creator. The term angel is used loosely. After all, they are sent by deities that knowingly release demons into the world. As such, they are disproportionately associated with dark or violent spheres like deformity and war, and with fittingly vile appearances. But these associated with neutral or supposedly positive spheres tend to be utterly bizarre in appearance. The war, valor, and fortress spheres boost the natural combat skills of the soldier-type angels, while the sphere effects on the body work the same way as they do for demons, so a muck god will more likely have angels made of mud, and a rainbow god is going to have crystal angels. Death and misery and darkness and night sphere angels can have dark color alterations. All angels can share certain traits, however. They are fanciful creatures who are able to swim and breathe in water and destroy buildings. Furthermore, they are immune to traps, pain, fear, nausea, stunning, exertion, dizziness, fevers, and any sort of poison. Unlike demons, angels do not seem to be universally immune to fire. Assistants and soldiers are able to equip items and freely open unlocked doors. Some angels have access to a syndrome called divine sickness, whose effects are randomized, but typically include effects such as vomiting, blood, blisters, and numbness and nausea. And others may have extra vision, and they can be genderless or have male or female casts. Vaults are found on the overworld and can be made visible using the Advanced World Gen menu. Another place angels can be discovered are down in the depths of your very own fortress. While digging into the adamantine spires seeking out the underworld, you may occasionally uncover angels lying in wait for a god to thrust up a spire and create a new vault in your very location, built out of the adamantine spire and the studded gems down in the great basement. Of course, this hasn't been done if you have managed to settle in such a location, meaning the entombed angels lying asleep and waiting may startle your dwarves as they dig too deeply and greedily. Angels can't be directly controlled in fortress mode unless you happen to embark on a vault, in which case your fortress's expected lifespan won't be very high. Dwarven squads can attempt to explore a vault in order to recover the slab in it, as it is considered a legendary artifact, and guardians will defend their lair and slaughter your dwarves accordingly. However, if you successfully conquer a vault through fortress mode missions, angels become a playable race in adventure mode, with a dwarven starting setup and ethics, which is very exciting. Angels come in 3 separate categories. Assistants, which are highly randomized bestial angels, though more than a match for most adventurers. They're the least dangerous with 4 combat skills and no armor or weapons, though they are able to equip them if given the chance. Soldiers are a sentient humanoid foes with armor and weapons of divine metal and clothes. These are the demons that are sometimes found in the great basements around the adamantine spires encased in obsidian. They are guaranteed to have talented level combat skills, and their size is highly randomized. They can be larger or smaller than the average human in some cases, and their size difference from the player will be marginal. So marginal, in fact, that they become able to use their divine clothing. Soldiers tend to be made of flesh, even though others may be made of inorganic material. And then finally, the great beast, the Archangel. This is a huge bestial guardian of the final chamber. Only a single one of these powerful foes can be found in a vault, and they occupy over 10 million centimeters cubed. the same or equivalent to a forgotten beast, and possess a grandmaster skill in wrestling, biting, striking, kicking, fighter, archer, dodging, and observer, making them almost the equivalent in power to a unique demon if they could only have special attacks. Defeating the Archangel grants the player access to the slab related to the Vault's demon, allowing them to either bind them to their service or banish them back to the underworld. Binding them to their service gives you a demigod companion to follow you for all eternity, and banishing them to the underworld drives the goblins into chaos. A unique situation with the angels is that their names are generated using a divine language. The divine language works just like any other of the 4 major languages in Dwarf Fortress in the respect that it has its own translation and set of English words. Unlike other languages, however, it is generated individually for each world, and each world has only one divine language, meaning all the angels in all vaults in a given world use the same language. Since we are discussing demons, it wouldn't be complete to not also discuss the vaults. A vault is a site that constitutes the ultimate challenge for any adventurer, and are created by demons during world generation as part of the process of escaping the underworld. After constructing the vault and a slab, the demons enlist the help of a deity with a reliant sphere, and the deity performs a ritual at the vault to bring the demon physically into the world. The slab is used in the ritual and then is stored in the vault, and various guardian angels make it their duty to defend the vault and the slab against adventurers. After the demon has been brought into the world, it returns to the underworld spire from which it originally emerged. When history begins, goblin civilizations build dark fortresses around the spire and make it their capital, with the demon as their leader. It is not known for certain whether there are always the same number of goblin civilizations as escaped demons, but it seems to be the case. Vaults are large cylindrical structures known as fun tubes, made from slate, descending many Z-levels into the ground, and filled mostly with linear chain rooms, similar to sewers and tombs, which we'll discuss in a later video. Occupied by angelic guardians and containing the occasional parkour-esque climbing challenges. Along the way can be found several levers linked to vertical bars, which must be raised in order to progress further. At the bottom of the vault is a giant slab inscribed with the demon's true name, and this knowledge, of course, allows you to track down and either banish it or compel it to join you as a companion. The great spires of the underworld are considered a grand goal for any worthy adventurer, and occasionally you'll hear tales told of them in small towns around the far reaches of any dwarven world. Tales of destruction and turmoil, leaving any small town tarnished by the great vaults and the creatures that lie within. If you wish to find a vault in Fortress mode, you can find a vault by going to the Artifacts screen. And if you scroll all the way down on the Artifacts screen, you may find some slabs. Now, if you try and recover those slabs, then suddenly you'll get an unknown civilization. When you find that unknown civilization, then simply raid that place repeatedly, and you will see some very strange things in your combat logs. Attempting to conquer a vault and retrieve its slab is a difficult challenge, even for the best equipped and skilled adventurer or squad of soldiers. It is recommended to have at least a high physical attributes mastery and at least one weapon skill, and a breadth of capability in others. The rewards will be worth the effort and risk, and the knowledge of the slab and the divine armor and weapons from felling angel soldiers will be tremendous and improve your adventurers. Although, in my experience in Fortress mode, I've never had dwarves come back with godlike materials, unfortunately. Maybe at some point that will be completable. Conquering a vault in Fortress mode through ways is marginally easier due to the more abstract way combat is treated, and if you demand surrender, you may sometimes win without a fight. Once you have conquered a vault, its angels, and only its specific type of angels, may become playable in adventure mode. Vaults are one of the many strange things in Dwarf Fortress not encountered by many players in the current version of the game. The underworld spires and dark fortresses are great, grim, faraway, deep places, and I look forward to the day once again when many of us can explore these places again, in full, glorious color. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you would like to see more Dwarf Fortress lore, I've got a little bit of a playlist of this building up. If you want to see fortresses other people have built, check out my community fortresses playlist. I will be relaunching that at some point soon. And if you would like to see other things, check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BLINDIRL. Thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you in the next one.